Welcome back. Let's take a look at the papers right now, and you can be part of it. Remember, the phone lines are open, so you can start calling as we take a look at some of the very interesting headlines that we have here for you on the front pages of the newspapers. We do have our guest who's here with us to analyze things and also the big stories. We have Mr. Akatugba who's here with us. Thank you so much for being here.
Best analyst in West Africa.
Really?
Yes. Great to have you.
Every morning he wakes up. We don't know the bed he woke up from.
Every day.
Anyway, let's start off immediately because we have a lot to talk about, a whole lot. Let's start off with Daily Independence. That will be our very first paper to look at.
Because we are very independent.
Yes, very much. You can count on us. The front page there of Daily Independent has it. Federal government rules out immediate enforcement of 5% fuel tax. They had better. That's just me adding.
Now, I mean, we're just kicking the can forward. I think this is postponing doomsday. They didn't say they are not going to do it. And they said they didn't start it. But the enforcement won't start immediately.
They said
immediately is, I mean, the English means it won't start in the next few months. But if it kicks off in January as proposed, that's not immediately.
January. They said it's not January anymore.
Okay,
it's not January.
It's not January.
They should just cancel it.
They said it's not January.
Because
Says it's not new tax created by Tinubu administration. So who created it? Anyway, let's not go into analysis. We have an analyst in the house. What's wrong? Another story here says, federal government says Tinubu's share policy aims to elevate Nigeria to global leadership. Okay. PDP condemns attempt to stop Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan from resuming. Ask her to prepare.
You see, PDP, the new PDP is now talking.
I love this PDP. Greatest Baba.
CBN targets CBN targets $1 billion diaspora reserves by 2026. NUPENG suspends strikers. Dangote settles for unionization.
Oh, wow.
Mouthful. Tinubu addressing weaknesses others before him failed to handle, says Shetima. Let's start with the very big one. PDP telling Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, go and resume. Let's start with that.
In fact, before PDP, Senate, first of all, saying to Natasha, you cannot resume.
Don't call more.
If she sent a notice on the 28th of September, of August, that she's resuming on the 4th of September, and she tried to resume, and did not allow her to resume, then let's talk about that one first, before we talk about
the whole thing. Let's talk about the whole
matter.
Everything
about the entire thing.
Well, you know, the matter of Senator Natasha, I see it as something that should be resolved politically. And I thought that by this time, they would have gone behind the scene to do the political
alternative dispute mechanisms,
discussions. But they are using more legalistic approach.
Legal and egotistic.
And if you go that route, you tend to complicate the issue. And you know, political matters don't seem to have a one-fit solution. And you begin to hear and see what is happening. Now, it's becoming more politicized. And once you go that way, and you don't go behind the scene to try to resolve the issue, it becomes protracted. And that is what I see. They are driving her in that direction, and she needs to be very careful so that she does not jeopardize.
I mean, she's the aggrieved party here. So how do you mean by she needs to be careful?
Because she has, fundamentally, she offended the Senate rules, and she has not apologized for that. She has not, retract herself and commit herself to good behavior. And so the Senate still continue to weigh the big stick as a collective. She's not dealing with an individual.
But she did give the reasons for that in the first place.
Well,
the allegations of sexual harassment.
No. That was an afterthought. She did not accuse anybody of harassment before she was suspended. Before she was shouted down on the day she stood in the wrong place, sat in the wrong chair. There was no sexual harassment allegation.
But that doesn't negate the fact that there was a sexual harassment claim, because I would imagine that, the claim of a sexual harassment claim, oftentimes people who have been sexually harassed don't always know how to handle it in the moment. And things may have spiraled out of control. They may have been pushed to the wall. Some people choose, I know this because I've interacted with a number of women who have been sexually harassed. Sometimes they don't want to talk about it. Sometimes they're second-guessing themselves because they don't want society to be judged. And then if you get them, you then push them to the wall. You then make them say what they... I mean, this is not to say whether the Senate President did it or didn't do it. But I don't think that her saying it after the debacle in the House invalidates that claim.
Well,
it's whether or not it happened.
I have not
that's the
spoken
issue.
to the claim. I have only restricted myself to the fact that she offended the Senate and she broke their rules and they applied their laws. Now, about the harassment, I'm sure it's being dealt with according to the law. Investigative panels were set up and the matter is being looked at. So there are many issues. I'm only looking at the resumption, and that is not related to the sexual harassment.
But why do you think this
She's not out of the Senate because of sexual
why
harassment.
do you think this is dragging?
Well, it's
Because we've had suspensions in the past.
Exactly.
Senator
Ovi
Dino
Omagege.
Melaye, Ove Omagege, and they didn't even spend. I mean,
because they must have played politics behind the scene. You see, in Nigeria,
Not because they're
not
men.
because they are men.
Okay.
You know what is happening? Senator Natasha is being pruded on, supported, and bolstered to make so many mistakes. She needs to come to the understanding that she's a politician, and she got voted into the office through political structures. She needs to return to those backdoor negotiations.
But do you
in fact,
do you agree and understand that she might also be bullied, for lack of a better word, because she's a woman and her
where
position?
her fellow women, she didn't have their support.
There are few of
That,
them.
no,
Very
that is,
few of
whatever it is, she needs, if you are a politician and there is a cause you are fighting, what is politics? It's about the support base that you have. This is a political environment. You are in the Senate and you cannot say if it's about being treated because of her gender, then one or two women should find it offensive and support her.
Well,
that's what I think.
if
The
there are
only
only
support-
4 women there, they are not able to muster that level of influence.
No, they didn't even have her back.
They didn't have her back. They
Personally,
denied
they
her.
didn't. They came opposite of her opinion immediately she was on TV, including those who have left the Senate. I'm looking for those senators, the women, even ex-Senate women, senators.
Do you mean
women.
Senator Florence
Yes,
Itakiwa?
she didn't support her too, saying that she was immature. You see what I'm saying? She has a case. She should prosecute it properly. She should do proper politics to return to the House. When she's there, then she begins to
I
prosecute.
mean, it's a
her
house of
then.
lawmakers. She's a lawmaker. It's the Senate president and the Senate leadership that is preventing her from... She served her punishment. It's 6 months has elapsed. Now there's coming up with saying that the case is prejudiced, which we had a lawyer earlier, and majority opinion from lawyers is saying, you know, that argument doesn't hold water. So the Senate has to be the biggest.
You know the problem. Many Nigerian lawyers
let's
also.
move on.
Sometimes we've had many issues in this country where lawyers take, you know, divergent opinion. Eventually, we come to a congress of opinion. What I'm just saying, for her to resume, I expect her to play politics so that she goes back to the House. I feel she's not done that. Rely more on legal standpoint, being oppressed, and this.
But they're not doing her a favor when you say she should play politics. It's her
Exactly.
right. And
Besides-
the people of her constituency need representation. They've been deprived for the
Thank you
last
for
6
mentioning
months.
that. People of our constituency have been deprived of representation. The Constitution provides for the minimum number of days a senator should have sat in plenary, right? I think it's 181 days. And finally, there was a court judgment. The court judgment talked about this, her suspension and the 6 months being excessive. So you would assume that the interpretation of that would mean that 6 months is too much, let her return to the House. But now they're saying that they can't do that. Is the Senate above the Nigerian judiciary?
No, above Nigerian law. The law, I'm not talking of judiciary. We are all under the law. So for
The
me,
law is interpreted
that
by the
particular
judiciary,
judgment
or the law is
only
given
made
by...
a statement,
Yeah.
not a directive. This is why the Senate was able to, you know, to avoid the law, not to implement it. That statement is just opinion of the judge.
Advisory.
Why? Yes, advisory. It didn't say, I now ordered that the Senate should recall her. There was nothing like that.
Well, anyway, we'll come back to this. But just to mention to our audience, if you'd like to share your thoughts on this, please, you can join. We're streaming live on YouTube, and you can call and give your thoughts. The numbers to call are on your TV screen. We want to take your call. We want to hear your thoughts. We'll come back to Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's case, but let's still go to other conversations. Maybe let's quickly look at another paper on the front page of the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper says that Doctors to decide on nationwide strike today. NARD's neck meets to review government's response to demands. NAMED decries $1 billion yearly spending on medical tourism. Tinubu restates commitment to health sector transformation, vows to end hospital crisis with hybrid solutions. PDP SAN's protest, the Senate blocks Natasha's return. 5 soldiers terrorists feared killed in Zamfara clash. Oshun kingmakers reject move to dethrone jailed monarch. Vehicle theft, 3 Nigerians jailed 96 years in Ghana. South Africa dents Eagles World Cup hopes after stalemate.
I want to talk about that.
Okay.
I mean, the doctor's strike is very important, but the monarch, you've been caught doing credit card fraud. You brought the institution of kingship to disrepute, and then people are rejecting moves to dethrone him. Why?
That it should be dethroned?
Yes, but there's opposition to the call that it should be dethroned.
It's an instant dethrone. It's disgraced, it's brought opprobrious. It's disgraced the throne. You know, such a man should not sit a day longer.
But they would say, you know, the disgrace was outside the shores.
Outside the shores.
Outside
wherever
his
in the
territorial
world.
jurisdiction.
The crown is not restricted to territory. He's been crowned a king, and whatever he has done anywhere in the world is direct impact on the throne he sits on.
I wonder how those American warders will be treating him.
No, they'll treat
They'll
him
be
very
like,
ordinarily like they treat anybody else.
Your
In
Royal
fact,
Majesty, you
he's
have
a very-
two portions of beans.
to them, he's a local king.
Wow.
Very local.
Okay, we'll come back to
with
talk-
criminal record.
We'll come back to talk about the king, but let's take this call from Ada. Ada is calling from Ikeja. Good morning, Ada.
Good morning. My name is Ada, and I'm calling from Ikeja.
Good morning.
Thank you very much, Ada, for calling. Please go ahead.
Yes, I'm going to say something concerning the Natasha thing. You see, women, wherever we are supposed to make positive difference. And when we stand out, most men are really intimidated. If you look at Natasha, her presence alone commands so much respect. She's beautiful, she's intelligent, and she intimidates most of the guys there. So that is what I see there. On her representation as a senator, I think she should be allowed to represent her people. If she has anything with the Senate president, that is their business. They can go and sort it out. But for people or for Mr. Chesilot there to say she should have apologized or play politics behind, no, I don't subscribe to that. When we start doing that as women, then we'll be compromised. So they should please recall that woman. She deserves to be there. She's just an example of one of Nigerian women that are being victimized all over Nigeria in different sectors. You understand? So my point is, 1, we should let her come back. Number 2, our judiciary is not trying at all. Our judiciary is not trying at all. Then our president should also intervene. See how quick he was to intervene in the Fubara and Wike issue. Why is he dragging his foot on this one? So that is what I'm saying. And I also think that women also should rise up and protest. All women, not just the senators there. All women should rise up to support Natasha. We should have a protest. I can leave if I'm allowed. Thank you. Mr. Tipulos, mind your words. You are women, though. Don't let us come against you. Thank you.
Don't let them
Don't let
boycott,
us come against
don't let them
you.
boycott you.
I love women so much, and I promote their cause, but women also do not want to hear the hard truth.
Which is?
That is one of the weaknesses of the gender woman, and they know it. The fact that I said she should do politics doesn't mean that other men don't play it. I'm only speaking to you that humility is also part of the political game.
But you are expressing your opinion.
I'm speaking.
It's not a fact, it's your opinion.
It's your opinion.
Hold on.
Okay.
Am I speaking other people's opinion?
No, it's your
Lance.
opinion.
This is my opinion.
Yes.
But that
And if
doesn't-
you listen well between the lines, you will learn from what I said. I believe that the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit does great wonders.
So if you're saying that Natasha should be humble here, she's
Make
not
and
the only
quiet that
person
would
here.
accept
See,
oppression.
Nigeria has a way. People can bolster you with support on social media, in public space, and ruin your path if you follow them. Because in this country, I've seen many people who got public support and they make so many mistakes. And eventually, just like Fubara, I was speaking to you here. Fubara was given that popular support. And eventually, what is he doing? He went to negotiation alone.
I just want to
So
read.
when I say men have a way they solve it, she should just play some politics and forget about the public
Can I read the
of return or no return.
Can I quickly read the judgments from Justice Nyako? Justice Nyako said that no legislative chamber has the power to whimsically or arbitrarily suspend a lawmaker in a manner that robs the electorate of representation. The court held that the suspension lacked legal foundation, violated Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan's right to fair hearing, and was carried out without adherence to any known legislative procedure or established rules of natural justice. The court went further to say such action cannot stand in the eyes of the law. The judge declared it is not just wrong, it is illegal, unjustifiable, and an affront to the democratic structure of this country. The court further ruled that while the Senate President has administrative authority to assign seats, that discretion does not extend to disenfranchising a duly elected senator or denying her access to the legislative floor. So all of these.
Was that
it was quoted.
Was that the directive? Was that the final judgment, or this is the opinion, the observation of the judge? Because you can make all this.
You know what?
Do you give a directive?
All right.
We now hereby order the Senate to record her.
All right. You know what? Hold on. Let's quickly take this call and then we'll come back to it. And I have a feeling it's about the same matter. We have Chude calling from Lagos. Good morning, Chude. Thank you very much for calling.
Good morning, and Jenga and Co. Can you hear me very well?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Jovinos in the studio, I want to believe that you are a Nigerian and you live in Nigeria. Naturally, let me be frank with you, women are good leaders. No matter how you look at it, women are good leaders. And I thank God for bringing out Natasha issue, because a lot of men will always hide back and do this thing this woman is talking about. Now, let me put it this way. The court, they suspended her because she broke the rule of the Senate. Am I correct? That is the offense she committed, and that is why they suspended her. They did not suspend her because she went to court to challenge anything. That is what. And now her suspension has ended, and you want her to come and write to you, appeal to you, beg you to come back. I mean, let me tell you, the Senate is making nonsensical of the whole thing. Sometimes you begin to ask yourself questions. Those people there, are they real men? Are they men? Are they real, what we call real men? Or are they boys? What are they doing? Making nonsense of the whole thing. Akpabio is trying to, it's a case of vendetta, to have a pound of flesh. Because the woman disgraced him. Let me just put it that way. The woman disgraced him. And so he couldn't stand that shame. And that is why he's doing what they are doing. If I were Akpabio, I will advise him to cover his face in shame. Quietly let this matter go down. Nigerians have already forgotten this matter. But their action, what they did, now resurrected the whole thing. And he's created all problems for himself. The people of Kogi Central have been denied that opportunity. Don't you think that Nigerians have to rise up in defense of democracy? Don't you think that people should be en route to stop these shenanigans going on? Nigerians should wake up. We are too cold to tolerate this nonsense. For me, it's an arrant nonsense. It's an immature behavior. What they are doing is like children playing. When children fight, and that is what they are doing in the Senate. Is that what we elected them to do? Is this our problem? The woman has finished saying, you are creating a barrier again. Nigerians should be on the road. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much for your thoughts.
All right. Anyway, let's.
I want to take a few comments from YouTube before we get back.
Go on.
Lillian Oloha says, the fight to get Natasha back to the Senate is not for the NBA alone. It's a fight all Nigerians should come out for, especially Natasha's constituents, Kogi Central, whose rights of being represented is being trampled upon. Injustice to one section of Nigeria is injustice to all sections. And then she sends a personal message to me, says, my friend at the bar, I'm proud of you, but it's not everything we will call NBA. You, I, your colleagues and other Nigerians can come out and carry simple placards to register our grounds against the Senate. And then Clarity says, Senator Natasha has served the duration of her suspension. Whatever case is in the court should not be a reason for the Senate to deny her resumption of plenary.
This is why I just advise political solution to avoid protracted arguments in the public space. She should be very smart. She should speak more with her husband. They should apply politics and resolve this behind the scene. That's my advice.
Well, it's whether politics then trumps legality.
Anyway.
But then, let's move to
the
other
Punch.
stories. Still on the Punch, newspaper, the top of the Punch, NUPENG suspends strike as Dangote accepts union's demands.
So NUPENG won that battle.
No,
Not really.
NUPENG is victory for labor. Dangote has a very good reason to take a decision, though not supported by law. Dangote's decision and policy appear to be against labor laws, as enshrined in our constitution and the International Labour Organization. Workers have a right to unionize. But Dangote has a history. You understand that NUPENG has been infiltrated. NUPENG has not served a positive purpose. Even those who are leading NUPENG, there are so many things they have done over the years that have made the practice of transporting petroleum products across this country a bit, difficult, challenged, and could be damaging to the interest of the citizens. It is for this reason, particularly, that Dangote decided to take control of the logistics to move product from his refinery to the final user. So he looked at it and saw the future. I've seen, even in Ghana, I've seen organizations that prohibit their workers from unionizing with the bigger union.
But in Nigeria, that's not constitutional.
In Nigeria, that is against the law. It's not legally right. So Dangote's decision has brought us to a conversation. Has NUPENG done well in the past? Has NUPENG contributed to the progress of this petroleum sector? The current way of operation of NUPENG will not truncate Dangote's effect if tomorrow they go on incessant strikes and our petroleum products are available and
could be held to ransom.
Yes. So Dangote is just trying to play safe because he's invested so much and he doesn't want to play politics because most of those unions are politicized.
And like Joe rightfully asked the NUPENG representative that we had on yesterday, that why are they not looking at the moribund refineries?
Why are they not
working? Why are they not protesting?
Fighting? Why they also to the federal government and say we will not lift if you don't fix this thing?
That's it. They keep saying the same thing and they are not making any progress for many years. Now that Dangote has come, the battle has shifted to Dangote's doorstep.
Imagine.
They are not even protesting about the refineries that
are not working. And
they were the same people that said they were working.
Yes, they were the same people that said it was working.
That were lifting products. So every of the Nigerian union before now have been politicized. And those who sit in there are political members of political practitioners who put them there in order to direct affairs, including those who don't mean well for this country, including the cabals who want to frustrate the petroleum sector.
They mentioned it as well, that there are cabals who are not making sure that the refineries don't work. Anyway, we have Joseph calling from Jalingo. Good morning, Joseph.
Hello, good morning, Joseph from Jalingo, Taraba.
Into you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we
yes,
can.
we can.
Go ahead.
Please, I want Mr. Theophilus to throw more light on what he means by political solution in the Natasha issue. Number two, this issue has been raised up to Supreme Court of Appeal. It was actually agreed that the Senate cannot extend more than 2 weeks suspension for someone who was elected by a constituent. If that issue was agreed upon at the Court of Appeal, I really believe that Justice Binta should have relied on a judgment of the Court of Appeal to settle this matter, not just giving an incoherent judgment that the Senate is wrong, they should call her. It is a definite decision. Return Natasha back to the overhead of the Senate. The people of, what do you call it, Akpoti Central, I think in fact, they are not being represented as it is. They are expected to consider what is happening all that time. Nigerians are not feeling happy. They are boiling within themselves. Look at what is happening in Nepal. The whole parliament of Nepal is no more because of this type of issue. Please, senators, have a restraint. Give us good sense of representation. Thank you.
Thank
very
you,
much.
Joseph from Jalingo.
All right, go ahead and explain, please.
What do you mean by political solution?
Well, like I said before, political solutions are not things they are not black and white, they are not 1 + 2. I just meant that when Fubara knew that the legal approach, the public opinion and all the noise will not resolve it, he went behind this thing.
And did that yield a positive result?
Absolutely. And
That's
we started
to you.
seeing movement. Yes.
That's to you, but a number of people, because we have our respondents who do research in Rivers State.
Whatever research you are doing.
And Fubara is not coming back as the governor that, according to what the Rivers people are saying.
It's almost handicapped.
He's almost handicapped.
Can
His
I say
hands are tied
something?
behind his back.
Well, first, in everything in life, you negotiate to get things done. Fubara hands are tied, he gets it off, he loses the hands. Why you people just say political? If you don't use maturity, you will not get anything. Even in the wars that we fight in the world, Donald Trump has been fighting other solutions than the bomb. And they have been discussing, showing, there's a photo ops, walking red carpet. These are political solutions to big issues. There is always a way out.
Okay.
I don't know what the way out is.
We live in a combative generation. Everybody thinking combat is the only way. No. Natasha has finished serving. There are one or two things can be done in a minute, and all this matter would die off.
But I'm thinking, what are the 1 or 2 things that can be done? Why
I don't want to say
why does the money have to be on
Natasha?
her?
Exactly.
Why not on the Senate President? Why not? Why is it
to her? If you want to resolve an issue, somebody must start the discussion. The Senate President must also bend over backward to resolve the matter.
Because in this case, if we're advising, they should tell him to be the bigger person here. Because this feels very...
He's the one that is very vindictive, if you don't remember. He's one accused, scandalized. So you need to find a solution. The Senate, generally, are protective of the Senate. You can see the way they are rallying around the Senate
when this thing
don't joke with the institution of the Senate is very, very, they call it hallowed chamber. They don't want to, even their members that impugn their integrity, they deal with them swiftly.
Hallowed chamber, and they were singing on your mandate.
So what, it's called hallowed because it is expected to be hallowed. I won't say it's not hallowed.
But the reality is
if you tell somebody
different.
that you are a thief and he has not stolen, the day he steals, they feel he has not done anything. So let Nigerians continue to call them hallowed. We call everybody His Excellency.
Hallowed
is
be
there
thy
any
name.
excellency really? But Your Excellency.
The only person I say hello to is my almighty father. Like Benga said.
Yes, I'm so happy I don't have any court case, because if I enter the court, I can never tell a judge, my lord.
So, Taraba friend, I'm not going to be able to tell you. I use the word political negotiation just to give you an idea.
So just find political negotiation in your terms simply is
an alternative
public opinion doesn't work, the judiciary does. Find the alternative solution.
I think the shameful side in all of this is then highlight again what, like I said earlier, what is the weight of legal positions? Yes. What is the weight of
the law?
The law.
But we saw the law.
What is the weight of the
law did not give direct...
That's what Joseph was saying, that Justice Inyako should have given the final directive.
Order was not given. Opinion expressed is not an order.
If the judge expressly says that it is illegal, it is, I had read it earlier, I should probably go and look for it. But at the end of the day, I think maybe what should have been done would have been to go back to court for direct interpretation of what that meant. Maybe.
Exactly.
so that it's clear for all to see, because at the end of the day, what we then see is there'll be a lot of foul play, everyone giving their own interpretation, which honestly doesn't make sense. But let's quickly look at the Daily Trust. We're almost out of time. Big story, how floods swept away 2 sisters. Others in Zaria. This is really sad.
Daily Trust.
It happened in the Tudunjukun area of Zaria. It was further gathered that the bodies of an 18-year-old lady, Fatima Sani Danmarke, a student of the School of Basic and Remedial Studies, FUMTMA, and another student, Yusuf Surajo, popularly known as Abba, were recovered at the Nabawa Primary School bridge in Tudunwada, Zaria. This is really sad.
They also have why suicide. I mean, the Daily Trust, if you study their pattern, they
report
more human angle.
Human angle, and they.
If the other papers are not reporting about number of people killed, Daily Trust will definitely report it, and it will be on the front
and
page.
it's a positive thing. So we know it's not all huru.
Life is about human beings. That's why you see the same thing happen in some other media, international media. They go into, if they are reporting about the war, they don't report the political part of the war, they report the human impact of the war. And so this is a very good thing happening in Nigeria. At least somebody is focusing on people, on the human beings. Like I said, nothing happens unless you resolve the quality of the human beings. Today, we're talking about the Senate and Natasha. It's about the people. It's about human behavior. So I believe that if we behave properly in Nigeria, as always, we don't need a court order to know that Natasha has finished serving her term.
Exactly.
And she should automatically return.
Period.
But because of the human challenges, like I keep addressing it, that bring me here and I have opportunity to speak about the quality of the Nigerian human, which I think we must invest and spend time on reforming and producing and progress and promoting, everything look complicated when it's not supposed to be so.
Anyway, wrapping things up because our time is up already. Nigeria's 2026 World Cup hopes uncertain after South Africa draw.
Yes.
And the South Africans they didn't put us in their World Cup final stadium, FNB Stadium in Johannesburg. They took us to Bloemfontein.
Yes.
It looked like venue of Principal's Cup.
Yes. So that to make sure the Eagles do not do well. That is part of the football played before the football.
The politics of football.
The football.
So you see, so Natasha should play politics.
I said it now. The
let's use
with South
football
Africans, South Africans did not stop us. We stopped ourselves. You know, the Nigerian Super Eagles have a way of stopping themselves. When they are supposed to do well, they should have done better earlier.
We always wait for last minute.
We always look for
Fire
the last minute.
We always wait for
The Falcons should have played for
We
us.
don't have the squad. What I see, we have players, but we don't have
team.
the
Individual
team
stars,
that will give us our expectation. Because these are footballers that have come from different parts with different football ideology and philosophy.
But they'll tell you the same appears it happens in basketball.
Look,
in
They
the
have not blended
Tigress.
them very well.
These
Tigress,
Falcons have
different
collected
basketballers who have played.
$100,000. That's a lot of money in this economy. They should play both male and female football.
No, so for me, Nigeria is always. I
always waiting for
hope they
permutation.
can do it. I see South Africa with 17 points, and we are still at 11.
Permutation.
It's
What if this one lose? We'll get
Nah,
1 point.
it's out of our hands. It's out of our hands.
And regard to women?
No, who dishonor women?
I'm just mentioning.
Can I say the word honor and dishonor? Who dishonors
Okay,
women?
to
We are
recognize.
trying to
encourage
but what
them.
we're doing in this world every day is to honor women. It's women that are giving us the challenges, that are giving us. Many women do dishonorable things, and we are fighting back. Yes.
The corruption?
Yes.
Is it women that brought
If
Nigeria
you
to
want
this
to corrupt the
state
society,
today?
you start with the women.
Nah,
The women
I
are always the
disagree with
beginning
you.
of all the corruption
You
in the
know,
world.
I'm just very happy that we're getting to the end of the show. If not, you'll have seen how the phone line.
That was there. I think that
I want the phone line to open and
Please call us back in this.
That's why
No, it's
can
too
you
late.
give me
30
an opportunity
seconds.
to
He'll be
drive
back
home my
next
point.
week.
What I'm saying is that women, one man said women are great leaders. Yes, indeed. But are we doing, is it because the Falcons are doing well, then the men need to rise to the occasion? I don't have anything against women in any way. I believe that women should understand.
I have 2 million things
We
to
have
say.
to call our MD and extend this program.
Just to say, I mean, Mr. Akatugba,
Be careful with
Mr.
what you
Akatugba
say.
has said that, women are the foundation of a lot of the challenges, a lot of the bad things that have happened.
Yes.
And I completely disagree with
I
that.
know where he's taking you. He's
I
taking you to the
disagree
Garden
too.
of
I
Eden.
completely disagree with that.
He's taking you to the
Well,
Garden
if we
of
go back to
Eden.
the Garden of Eden.
Who ate the
reason-
apple?
Eve ate the apple. But that was because, and you know, if Adam had self-control, and presence of mind, to be able to say no. When Eve,
True. He should
when
rise
Eve
above
gave him,
temptation.
why he had no boundaries.
But yeah,
He could not
I
say
agree
no.
with you on this.
Here was he when he was speaking to serpents.
Okay.
He went
Eve
to,
had
I
a
went to walk
responsibility.
now.
Do you see the
But when
point?
she gave him apple, he ate.
see the
He not guessing.
He went to walk now.
Which one?
Oliver, I
Adam
agree
went
with
to
you.
work. He had a day-to-day job.
So Eve is jobless now.
No, Eve was to come
They
and
were
help him.
both
She was helping
tending
him
the
from
garden.
the back end.
People
He
should not
had
allow
to
me be
work.
angry. I know we
It
have
was
made it.
Kwame Nkrumah that said women hold up the other half of the sky. We should revere women.
I agree with you, my feminist
What I
brother.
will not,
Yes.
Thank you.
what I want to do is that if we have time to discuss such a topic,
We will
the
discuss
audience
about the
and our
influence of women
public
in
will look at
will
politics.
be very
I will
enlightened.
bring you.
What we must not do is to hastily demonize somebody who says something that does not fit into the fancy of everybody.
But what we must
You
not
know,
do
we
as
have-
well
no, we
is,
must
to,
gaslight.
is to jump into a, what you've done is
the
a
word-
fallacy of hasty generalization.
No, I did not.
Because what
I
you
used
have
the
said,
word because you didn't give me a chance to...
No, what you
to
said,
drive.
women are the foundation. Is that statement time?
It's
Women
a
are the
quote.
foundation.
I made a quote.
From who?
I will tell you. If you want to corrupt a society, you start with the women.
Who
I will
gave the
now-
quote?
No, I said it's my quote.
Okay.
And I will expand it for you.
Okay.
Next week,
We
we'll
will
have a
bring
date
it back
next week.
on Monday. We have to have this conversation.
We'll have a
On
date
Monday,
next
right?
week.
And then we're going to look at it from...
Not Monday.
No,
Monday
please,
is
let's
too
start it
early.
on Monday. Please. And then we'll talk about it.
very
Yes, let's start about
We have
it
to
on Monday.
finish this
And
battle.
we're going to bring women.
We can do it
And
on
then
Friday.
No, not on Friday because unfortunately I will not be around.
Thanks.
So let's have women
Thanks
in politics
for joining
and have
us.
this conversation.
Lovely day.